Well, this is some way to finish, isn't it? 2 games left in the Irish Premiership season. Second, third and fourth go head to head. And the two that come out on top will be the sides playing for the promotion playoff. What a surprise this could be. Yes, hello and welcome along to a croaky part 24 of Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. These are the decisive 2 games. We face Newry and Ballyclare in the final 2 regular matches of the league season. And depending on how results go, if we can pick up at least 1 win, we will be in the promotion playoffs, which is miraculous for our first season at this level. As you can see, with 2 games to go, Ballyclare are 4 points behind with an inferior goal difference, so they have to win both, including the one against us. But Newry, they look like they're going to wrap up second, so it's going to be an interesting day regardless. But if you're looking forward to finding out how we get on and whether we do have an extension to this season to come, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Thank you as always for your incredible support. We've got a massive head coach coming tomorrow, but in the meantime you can catch up with all the playlists and a Twitch channel where we're live every day. They're up in the eye above. But let's go straight into news with Distillery, because since you were last with me, we've got a couple of youth players tied down from the intake. We've picked up an injury, as you can see, to Latifa, which was due to be season ending, but may not be if we reach the playoffs. And of course, we've had a few games as well as debt starting to pile up. So let's have a look at the schedule for what's been happening since you were here, because you were with me a little while ago as we drew 0-0 with Ballymena and won 1-0 against Annie United. Following the league split, it's been very tight and cagey again. A couple of 1-1 draws and a victory against the weakest side of the 6. So against Ballymena, who thankfully were champions already, they rested a few and we nicked a 1-1. John McGovern, the lone striker from Linfield, opened the scoring. Mark McKee, with a rare free kick this season, managed to get us back on terms. A 2-0 win at Dundela as Jordan Jenkins and Chris Johnston got the goals. Chris Latifa, though, picked up a big injury there. He's out for about 6 weeks, but he's recovering quite quickly, so we'll see how that works out. And then last time out at Ballina Millard, a 1-1 draw. Just like the last game we played on camera in the last episode, there was nothing to separate us. Mark McKee scored again. He's in good form now, but Shane McGinty pulled us back straight away. So now we go into the Newry match with Latifa out injured. We've got Ballyclare on the final day, but we don't know if that's going to be important yet. So there's only one way to find out if it will. Let's go and get through to the first of today's 2 fixtures, because there could be a lot longer to go in this season. We've got second v third. Ballyclare are away at the weakest side in the top 6. So overall today, if we lose and Ballyclare win, it's going to be a big final day with 1 point separating us. For now though, let's go and get through to the tactical meeting. Let's go and pick our team. Of course, Buchanan and a couple of the other youngsters are working their way into the squad. But let's see what we're able to do. Lots of weird changes being recommended, so I want to see what's going on here. Well, to be completely honest with you, I don't really know what's happened to Sammy Klingon the last few weeks, because he's suggesting Bobby Robinson in for Johnston. He's suggesting me to take McKee out, who's our form man at the moment. And overall, he's just making some weird suggestions. But for us, we've tried to bring in some of the younger players to the team, because some of the players have actually started training really well now. If you look at McLean, who we signed in January, he's the first player we've had who's come in and just developed rapidly. He's trained well every week. He didn't play well the last couple of games he started, but overall it's starting to look a little gem. So we'll get him more action as we can. Orkin is also in that category, is improving quite quickly. Not quite to the same extent, but still doing very well. So overall, some positive signs. Buchanan is obviously in on the right wing. Not really improving because we can't get him to sign a proper deal. But for now, he's going to be the first choice right winger. The team in full is Connor Mitchell in goal. McGill and Edgar the fullbacks, with Orkin and Farquhar at centre half. We've got Levingston and Beck the midfield 2. Buchanan, McKee and Johnston the attacking midfield 3. And then Jenkins, hit and miss as always up front. He either scores 1 or 2, or he goes 5 without a goal. Which one will it be today? We've got Marty Bell in reserve if we need it. It's a pretty strong bench, all things considered. So let's go and submit the team and head into our first of 2 decisive league clashes. Well, it's a strong Newry side. We know that by now. The likes of Dean Curry, the likes of Lavery going forward. Tommy Scott in goal, Lawson Ford the skipper up top. I mean, it's a good side. There's quality on the bench. Ross Redmond there, who got the winner against us last time out. So let's get the lads motivated. Let's get into the first half. It's a big crowd at home for Newry, and I'm sure they'll be looking to wrap up second place. Let's go and find out if they do, or can we go and spoil the party with another clean sheet? Well, we've not managed to make it a very boring first half this time. 9 minutes on the clock and Newry are piled in our box. They've got 6 players up there within 25 yards of our goal. And here they are with the right back, down the line to Lavery. Ford's in the middle. Can we get it clear? Orkin does just that. No one's getting on the end of it though, and it's coming straight back. Boudiaf goes back to his centre-half McConville. Long over to Ford, Farquhar heads away, and Beck down for McKee. Good football. Can we get it away now? Johnston. Back to Edgar. Time to go inside, goes back to his keeper instead, and Mitchell will bring it away with a long kick. Jenkins chases, the defender heads away, and you know this long highlights lead into something. Thielen gets there 25 yards out, turns inside, oh, it's a cracking effort. Really well held by Mitchell. Wouldn't have expected him to hold that first time, but a really good outcome. 0-0 it stays, 1 shot on target for each, and Ballina Millard winning at the champions. Crucially for us though, Ballyclare are winning too. So it's tightening up there at the top. As it stands, on the final day, we would be able to finish 2nd, 3rd or 4th. Are we going to miss out with heartbreak? Because it's a Newry free kick and they look the better side. Donnelly 30 yards out. It's a good angle. Curls it. Mitchell tips it away. Farquhar downfield. It's brilliant goalkeeping so far. And with 10 to the break, he's keeping us in it, as McKee's got a free kick at the other end. Overhit, but Orkin keeps it in by the byline. Back to Beck, who switches to McKee. Crossing for Levingston. Blocked by the defender. Out to Orkin on the left again, to Becht. He chips in, Buchanan's up. At the back post, keeps it in. Chance to cross, it deflects to McKee. He's turned on the penalty spot, and he's put it just wide of the far post. A rare chance for us, to be honest. And if we don't take advantage of set pieces, I don't see us getting anything out of this, as Farquhar goes long downfield, too easy for McConville. Cherry brings it away. The hosts go out to the right wing with Lavery, the fullback, as always, trying to pile forward behind him. Good cross into Ford, it's just wide. Took it first time, it was a lovely blindside run. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish it for them. So at half-time, despite a lot more action than we're used to, it is an open game, but it's goalless. 0-0 at the break. Ballyclare winning, that is the thing we've got to be worried about. Can we make sure we get a point? That would be a decent result, and only a point then needed on the final day. I was going to say, of course, the dream scenario would be that Ballyclare were pegged back, because then we wouldn't have to worry. But they've just gone 2 and now 3-0 up. So I think they're coming to the party. And last time we played at home to them, we battered them and then somehow lost 2-1. Although, hang on a minute. Jordan Jenkins, the man who rarely scores, is offside. I thought it was too good to be true. It was a beautiful finish, but it wasn't going to count as Scott puts the ball long downfield. The hosts on top, but no great chances for a little while yet, as McConville gets it a centre-half, no pressure on him. Up to Boudiaf, back to McConville, into Donnelly. Again, no pressure as they go long towards Ford. Farquhar's chasing, is someone going to get there? Orkin dives in, doesn't get it, but McGill's able to clear away. Down the field towards Jenkins, headed away as far as McKee. He comes over halfway, starts charging down the left-hand side. No real pressure on him here, and then a challenge comes flying in, but he somehow comes out with the ball. Gets it 20 yards out. Oh, curling effort just wide. Stunning work from McKee, but he's got nothing to show for it. And now we've got to make changes. We've got Jordan Jenkins having an awful game again, every single time. Marty Bell on for him. We're going to have to do something on the left wing. I'm going to bring on McLean, and I'm going to push Edgar further forward. I'm going to take off Farquhar, who's knackered at the back. He'll be replaced by Keelan Reid. And I think I'll save the other 25 minutes. We've still got Chambers and Foster, 2 senior players there. McGann and Miller, youngsters if we need fresh legs. But overall, it's been an okay performance. We've just got to stay in the game. As with 20 to go, Becht is now knackered. He'll come off in a minute, though Levingston's nicked the ball in the opposition half. Challenge falls for Buchanan. Down the right he goes. Had a quiet game. Gets in behind. And a shot's over the bar. So off now will come Beck for Chambers. That's probably one of our best subs, so I'm not worried about him. But what do we do with the last one? Is it McGill? Is it Buchanan? Do we take off Edgar? No, Buchanan's on a yellow card. And Newry have got a corner as Redmond puts it in. Donnelly up, it's off the line, it's bobbling around everywhere. And McLean hacks it long. Boudiaf wins it back for Cherry. We're just waiting to make the sub. I never do it mid-highlight. And he's out for a corner kick. Buchanan replaced by Foster. 12 minutes to go. Can we hold on for a point to edge closer? Because if it goes down to 1, you know Ballyclare are favourites final day. But look at Dundalk. 2 back in 5 minutes, and now it's 3-2 there. Chaos ensuing as McKee's got a corner for us. Oh, imagine we nick it. Imagine we nick this game. To the back post to Hawkin. Into Livingston. Oh, we are going to nick it. It's 1-0 to the Distillery. What else could it be? I mean, this game of all of them has not been a 1-0 to the Distillery game. Chances at both ends. I mean, they've had 15 shots. But somehow, it is 1-0 to Lisburn Distillery. And as we go into 4 minutes of stoppage time, the fullbacks that are playing on the wing will drop back a little. I'm not sure what else we can do. Levingston, centre midfielder on defend. Let's just keep a shape. McLean, defensive fullback. McGill, defensive fullback. Time wasting. You bet. Cautious mentality. You bet. And we're also going to slow the pace down. We're also not going to counter too much. We are here to make sure we get these 3 points. Because this is a Brucey bonus. We wanted to start challenging from next year. If we can get a bonus playoff this year, just get the experience into the lads. It would be absolutely crucial. If we win this game against Newry, we are guaranteed to be there. Because Ballyclare won't be able to catch us. It will just be whether we play them or Newry again in the playoff. 4 minutes of stoppage time up. I'd love to know, we're going to have to count it in a season review. How many 1-0s have we had since this run started? Absolutely ridiculous performance. Probably not deserved. It was a 1-1, 2-2 game, but we win it. We do what we've done all season. We've kept a clean sheet. It's been a trademark of this side. And we nicked it late on. 1-0, and now the Ballyclare game can be a bit more relaxing for us. It'll be them or Newry in a second playoff spot. And here it is, thankfully with pressure off, the final game of the season against Ballyclare. And before we go on, I owe Sammy Clingan, the assistant manager, an apology, because I was questioning some of his bizarre team picks last week and what he was suggesting. Actually, he was suggesting those that were 1 yellow from a suspension, and Chris Johnston one of those. I mean, to be fair, it's actually worked out, hasn't it? Because he's now banned today, and he'll be back for the playoffs. But if we go through the inbox, we have got no fitness tests, no concerns there. Only talk about the squad planner, which will be delayed if we go to the playoffs. So let's go and get through the tactical meeting. Let's go and get our squad pick for today. There's going to be a couple of changes enforced, but let's see what we can cobble together. So this is one crucial part we've got to take into account. The playoffs according to this schedule do not start for 10 days, so I've not got to worry about resting people. However, we have got to look at it and think, well, actually, we're only going to get 3 days between those games. So if there's some people really struggling, we'll take them out. I don't think, though, that's going to be the case. So let's go and get this team picked. Only Johnston will probably be changed now. I don't know who on earth is going to play on the left wing. It'll be a surprise in a moment. Okay then, 2 changes for today's game. I've made a second one, which is Chambers in for Beck, just because he's had a lot of international duty and I want to protect him a little bit. The rest of it, though, I'm pretty happy with. We've got Chambers in, as we mentioned, in centre midfield, but him and Levingston were crucial last season. We know they can play together. And I've pushed Edgar forward on the left wing again. McLean has come in at left back. The reason I've had to do that, if I go and have a look at the transfers, and I didn't realise he'd actually gone, which maybe suggests he wasn't that important, but Josh Lynch walked on the 11th of April. I had a chat with him and said, I'll let you go at the end of the season. And he said, fine. So I thought nothing of it, but he's now gone, and he would have started this game, so that's a little bit of a shame. But let's go and get into the Ballyclare match. They are fighting to try and win and stay in the battle for third. But who are we going to play in the playoffs? Because if they do sneak in, could be playing them 3 times in a row. Let's go and get through to the final game of the season. All I'm hoping for is no injuries. 5 changes for the visitors seems very excessive for the biggest match of the season. It's not like they've got anything to rest people for if they don't get through into the playoff. So we're going to tell the lads to do their best, encourage them into the first half. It's a very empty ground at Distillery. I hope it's more packed next week. But let's go and get into the first half. Hopefully we'll be able to get a result and maybe keep that run of clean sheets up. Well, we are back in a second minute as Ballyclare have got a dangerous free kick. This one's going in. McCarran, off the woodwork. Oh, that's a big sigh of relief for us. There is some good contractual news as well while we're on that front. Connor Mitchell has reduced his wage demands. Previously, he wanted a 50 quid a week pay rise. Now, I've offered him a 20 quid a week pay cut which he has accepted provisionally, has the same appearance fees and that, so that would be a real help if we can keep him. He's been excellent for us. Similarly for Foster, the sub right back, £5 a week pay cut. Just trying to keep those squad players together and maybe build on it a bit next year. As Seeds down the right, we have not started this game well. Mitchell gathers that one though, and with just under half an hour gone, despite all of that, it's still 0-0. And that is what we're specialists at. Staying 0-0, nicking a goal. As Jenkins flicks on for McKee, he's one-on-one, would be a proper smash and grab. I mean, it literally happened as I said it. We hold on against the run of play, and then we nick one on the counter. 1-0 to the Distillery. What more can I say? Well, as we approach half-time, it's still 0-0 for Newry, and a point is enough for them to get in the top 3. So they're not going to be worried about what Ballyclare are doing here. But for us, we've had one shot on target and we've scored it. The rest of the shots have been wayward, to say the least. But Ballyclare will be disappointed to be behind. I guess it makes up for the last game we played here against them. We were beating them, we were 1-0 up, we were brilliant, and we somehow threw it away. But this time, we shouldn't do that, because it's 2-0 now. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. An Orchin at the back post from the corner. Really good header, and the keeper couldn't quite get enough on it. We've now got a free kick with McKee. Can we turn this into a real party? Farquhar loses out in the air. Ryan can bring it away. Make sure you save that clean sheet. Seeds down the right. There's 2 in the middle, completely unmarked. Chambers had to stop the pass and didn't. Ryan gets in. Shot's gone off the post. It looked like it was going miles wide at first. And McGill blocks the second one for a corner. Are we going to keep the clean sheet? Because we've looked a bit ropey defensively in this episode. And I'd argue we've been very fortunate not to concede. Orkin heads away that corner though. And it's going to come back in for a second time. We don't get to see it. It peters out. And it remains 2-0 to Distillery. And let's put this into perspective. We've come up. And from being 11th after a third of the season in the relegation playoff place, we're going to finish runners-up. Ignore the fact we're about 20 points behind. It's a stunning effort, really. As Tully gets down the right, back to Macaulay. Chips over towards Seeds, but Orkin does well. He's growing into that shirt back there. Big long clearance to Jenkins, who flicks down for Levingston. Buchanan's in behind. He was about to come off, but he's in one-on-one. He scores! 3-0. The youth star is doing it again. And that is a magnificent team goal. A brilliant counter. All started with Orkins defending. And we're 3-0 up. We're comfortable. And this is one of our best days of the season. As Mitchell plays out from the back to McGill. We'll make all the subs in a moment as Buchanan finds Levingston. It's a chance for us to protect people from injury now, isn't it? McGill again picks it up on the right to Chambers. Chance to go over the top but plays short. Levingston into McKee. Loses it briefly but wins it back. Finds Buchanan and Levingston. Lovely football again but not really going anywhere. They're pressing us high as Buchanan. Back to McGill. Chips over towards Jenkins. It's not going to make it. Even he's had a good game without scoring. That never happens. Edgar finds him again. He set McKee up. It's going to be 4. It's a wonderful performance. Ballyclare are collapsing in front of our eyes. And I cannot remember us winning a game this convincingly this year. Now we can go and rest a few. It's 2 assists for Jenkins. I want to leave him on because I need to build his confidence. Orkin now is knackered. So Keelan Reid on for him. Foster can have a run out at right back for Daniel McGill. He deserves a rest, as does Levingston. He'll be replaced by Diego McGann, who gets a rare run out. And then looking forward, I think I'll leave Edgar and McLean because they've done all right on that right-hand side. I'm going to give McKee a rest. He'll be upset because he's on a hat-trick, but there's bigger games coming. Jenkins drops in, Bell on for him. And then what else do we do? Oh, I don't know. Andrew Millar should probably come on. But not yet. We'll save it 10 more. 4-0 with a quarter of the game to go. It's been a brilliant ruthless display. We've only had 4 shots on target as Edgar puts the corner in. Headed away as far as Farquhar. Not sure what he was doing hovering on the edge of the box. McLean with the long ball forward. Conway heads away. Keep the clean sheet now. That's the only other thing I ask. Seeds brings it downfield. Through the right hand side. No real pressure on him. Finds Conway. Again, they're keeping the ball well, but not really doing much with it. The long ball forward's aimless. It's straight through to Mitchell. And this is really easy for us. And I've very rarely been able to say that this year. We talked about that 3 months where every game bar one was settled by 1 goal. This is an absolute mauling as Buchanan gets it on the right. To the byline he goes. Ball in. Deflects to Bell. I mean, it's awful defending, but Marty Bell is poaching. That's what I wanted him to do, and he's done it. I'm going to give Chambers a rest now for Andrew Millar. He deserves a run out, albeit as a holding midfielder, not in his true position. but we're on the front foot again with Buchanan. How many are we going to score here? Cross is cleared away by Tosh to Farquhar. I mean, where on earth has this come from? Jenkins, the striker, still hasn't scored as Buchanan gives it to McGann. He cuts inside from the right. Chips it in towards Jenkins. Oh, he's nearly scored now. Hits the woodwork and it's cleared away. McLean has it on the left. It's stunning. And I know we've taken every chance we've had, but still, this is an absolutely brilliant performance. Ball into the back post for Ballyclare. Headed away by Orkin and then cleared by Reed. Not Orkin, it was Foster, because Orkin's gone off as Bell gets it on the halfway line. He's intercepted from possession as Miller gets it through. Seeds chase him, but Reed mops up. We look great at the back there. I mean, the clearance isn't great. Tosh chips it forward. I just want to keep the clean sheet. What a diving header that is. McLean just punts it downfield. Oh, it's a joy to watch. Buchanan finds Jenkins. Up to Marty Bell. Jenkins runs off him, but Bell goes back. Farquhar into Miller. He can look for that decisive through ball towards Buchanan, who's just beaten to it. Wins it on the byline, though. Chance to cross to Marty Bell. It's 6-0. Oh my word, what a performance. And I don't know what it is with Bell compared to Jenkins. He's just in the right place. 6 shots on target, 6-0. And it is a stunning performance. Newry will be the second playoff team. And we will be looking forward to a chance at promotion. Newry nick an 8 winner. We don't need that. We are 6-0 up. And we do ruin it by having a 7th shot on target. But let's get through the dressing room. We ain't going to play better than that for a long, long time. So let's go and look at the schedule and find out who we've got in the playoff. Well, here comes the confirmation. After a handy little bit of money into the club, we will play Newry in the promotion playoff. So, how have we got on against them this season, actually? Just looking at this year, 4 games against them, 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat, and we shocked them in the cup last year as well. So we've actually got the better head-to-head record. It may suit us, this. We keep clean sheets. We keep in games. I just hope we don't freeze on the big occasion. It would be lovely to get this done unexpectedly a year or 2 early. And what a way to go into it with a 6-0 win. We're unbeaten in 9 league matches. That was after winning only 2 in the 7 previous. It's patchy form again. You get a run of wins, a run of defeats, and now a run of unbeaten form. So we will be back in 10 days' time for the Newry games. The double header will be shown live. And regardless of whether we get to the final or not, I will show that separate because I don't want to spoil it for you coming along, being able to judge by the length of the episode. So the promotion playoff semi-final first leg is coming up next time around. And then if we get through that, of course, we will play the 11th side who are in the Irish Premiership, which at the moment, if we go and have a quick look at them, is Portadown, who will be in the playoff. So this could be a very interesting end to the season. We're the underdogs, but that's how we like it. If you're looking forward to finding out how we do, and you did enjoy that scintillating finish to the season, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe for daily FM23 content from 2 long-term stories. I know this is a big one in a couple of days' time, but do not miss tomorrow's head coach, whatever you do. It is an absolute classic. It's been a brilliant story so far. And if you've missed any of it, or our Twitch stream series as well, both of those are up in the eye above. But a massive thank you for coming along as always. I do appreciate your support. A massive thank you to everyone who's become a channel member or a Twitch subscriber. You make a massive difference to the channel too. And I'll see you again here in a couple of days' time as we've got an outside chance at back-to-back promotions.